A'ja Wilson has had the most difficult season of her career. She couldn't get the credit she deserved because Caitlin Clark showed up, and this is proof that her life is 10 times as hard as, to get the same credit. She's MVP of the league, I think, for the third time. She's won 2 championships. She's got a statue at the University of South Carolina. Have we not done enough to celebrate A'ja Wilson? Have you contributed to her life being 10 times as hard?
Well, I mean, look,
Look, hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. Kaja here, Just Simply Sports. Now, I have said this all season long, and I feel like videos like this continue to perpetuate a narrative that constantly creates division between A'ja Wilson or other WNBA players and Caitlin Clark. I haven't seen any video of A'ja coming out and saying that her life this season in the W has been 10 times harder since Caitlin came along and stuff like that. But I think it's really sad that people like Jason Whitlock and whoever is here on his panel continue to be a part of pushing a false narrative. There are 12 teams in the W. And then it's going to be 13 when the Golden State Valkyries come, and then I believe 14 when they have the new team in Toronto, I believe, the year after next, if nothing changes. About 12 players on each team. That's about 144 women who play in the W. Out of all 144 women who play in WNBA, how many have you seen cheap shot Caitlin Clark in the game? How many have come out or gone on Twitter and expressed having an issue with her or coming across as being jealous about her, taking their shine or whatever it is? Yet every time there's a video posted, it's always Caitlin Clark is so great and everybody else over here is just extremely jealous. And I said before, I feel like that is the biggest issue that creates the division. I don't believe that it's everybody in the WNBA that hates Caitlin and that's jealous of her and feels some kind of way about her coming in and being great and taking all the shine. I believe it's videos and people like this that continue to create that separation. And you guys fall for the okie doke. I'm looking at you guys in the comments like, yeah, A'ja is this and Angel is this and so on and so forth. How many times have both Caitlin and Angel said there is no issue? Even when they were going to the All-Star game, right? And the reporter asked Caitlin how he felt about, how she felt about playing alongside Angel Reese, for the All-Star game. And she said I hope that, the focus won't be just on the two of us. I hope that everyone has a great time and there is no issue. It's people like you creating the issue. She said it out of her own mouth. Angel herself always said, we don't hate each other. It's just competition. When I'm competing no matter who it is on the court. It's not just about Caitlin. It could be anybody. I'm there to win. I'm there to compete. And she's been like this since they were playing each other back in AAU. They're not new to going against each other, you guys. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody acts like this is new for the two of them. They compete. They are both highly competitive. The women in W are highly competitive. Most people who play sports are highly competitive. That's nothing new. So why do we keep posting these videos to create a narrative that constantly keeps pushing and pushing and pushing more division? I don't understand it. I'm going to play some more of it before I say anything else.
Caitlin Clark got all but one Rookie of the Year vote. She will not have the distinction of being a unanimous Rookie of the Year. And a lot of people are celebrating that. They're excited. They stay strong, whoever it was that, kept it real and blah.
I've seen a lot of comments around Caitlin Clark being almost Rookie of the Year, almost damn near unanimous. I haven't seen one comment that says, stay strong, voter. She didn't deserve to get unanimous. I didn't see any of that. What I've seen, maybe it's the pages I'm following, I don't know. What I've seen is congratulations to her. It was deserved. It was never a competition to begin with. Who gave Angel Reese one vote? No laughing emojis. I haven't seen anyone on that side of it. So again, I'm not sure what pages Jason's looking at. You guys, if you know the pages he's talking about, again, tag me in it. I don't need to be right. I want to see what's going on.
And denied her that distinction. Is it a big... I would tend to think Caitlin Clark doesn't care, but she probably does care a little bit. If I was 22 and I would want to be in that elite class of Aaliyah Boston, again, I can't I've already named the names, and I can't name the one girl's name because I don't really care or know what her name is.
Elena Deladon?
See, that kind of comment right there is part of the reason why sometimes people might feel away. Now, you're talking about WNBA. You have a popular channel. People are following you. They're watching you. And you're trying to prove a point or get to a point. But you're talking about the other players who have been, who are Rookie of the Years, unanimous or not. And you're like, I don't really care about the person's name. Why even say that? Why is it not that the media, maybe it's just good for, television, but why is it that the media cannot just celebrate the women who are accomplished or are accomplishing great things? Why does it have to be the conversation as opposed to uplifting Caitlyn and cheering her on for the phenomenal rookie year that she had? We have to sit here and go back and take it away from her. And I think she wants to be about the basketball. I don't think she wants the off-court antics. I don't know her personally. I could be wrong. But it doesn't seem like she wants to be dealing with the foolishness. Why not just congratulate Caitlyn and champion her on and look forward to what she does this summer? Maybe she'll play, maybe she won't. And look forward to her having another record-breaking year too when they come back next year. Why is the conversation about her not getting voted unanimous as opposed to just celebrating the fact that she won? She got 66 out of 67 votes. And why is it that maybe the person who did vote for Angel, maybe they did honestly believe that she deserved it? I did a video about this last night. There is a case for Angel getting at least one vote. We're talking about impact. She did have one hell of an impact in the WNBA as well. We were talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese more than anybody else in the WNBA. Whether you were rooting for Angel or you were watching to see her fail or throw up bricks or whatever it is, you were still talking about her and you were still watching. So she does have an impact. She is in the media as well. It's not just Caitlyn by herself. It was the two of them together in the media dominating the conversation, be it good, bad, or indifferent. Why can't we just celebrate the two of them for having great years and look forward to their continued success in the W? Why is it constant pitting against each other all the time? I don't understand it. And Jason, to me, is quite pitiful. I know that we want to get follows and, we want to, gain more likes and clicks, for bait and for clickbait and whatnot. But this is really disgraceful. Every video on his channel is about Caitlin Clark and how everybody's hating against her. And all you do is just putting that, just creating more division for Caitlin. I don't know if you guys saw it. During the All-Star game. And they were talking, I think it was before the All-Star game, they were talking to the WNBA players and asking them what they were looking forward to and how they were feeling about, about the All-Star game. And Jonquel Jones from New York Liberty, one of the things that she said as she was smiling excited about it was that she was most looking forward to getting the assist from Caitlin Clark. She's Black. She plays in the W. She was excited. That's what she was looking forward to. We're not talking about that, right? So the constant narrative that all 144 players or 125 out of the 144 are all against Caitlyn. They hate her. They want her gone. They don't like her and everything else is not true. Please do your research. Find me all the players in the W that have come out, tweeted about Caitlyn in a negative way, or implied they're jealous of her, they don't like her, or they're envious. Please go ahead. I've seen a small handful of people that have cheap shot at her on the court or fouled her really hard. And if you watch all the games, not just Indiana Fever, you see that they do it to each other all the time. There's been hard fouls on Angel Reese. There's been hard fouls on Angel Wilson. Hard fouls on Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, and Rakia Jackson about to get into a fight on the court. They're both Black women. They're about to knuckle up on the court. You know what I mean? And they're both Black. So it's not like Caitlyn is the only one that got fouled hard. No, if you watch the games, they go at it. They are very aggressive. I think more than the NBA personally. But it's not just specific to Caitlyn. And if Caitlyn comes out and says that she's okay, it's just basketball, then why do we keep making it about basketball? Dejanay Carrington specifically, I did a video about this. If you haven't already seen it, please go back and look at it. If you go still by still, when she poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, if you go still by still and you look at her eyes and you look at her hand, she is still by still, frame by frame. She is literally going up with the ball the same time Caitlin is going up to either shoot it, and she ended up passing it to Aaliyah Boston, right? You can see that she is following the ball. Her hand goes up and it comes right down. You don't see her going right directly to Caitlin Clark's eye. That's not what happened, but it's good for clickbait, and you guys keep following it and championing the foolishness on and just creating the narrative even more. I don't understand why.
Yes, Elena Deladon. There you go. Thank you, Delano. Those are the people that have been unanimous Rookie of the Years. Is it a big deal? Should we care about who that single voter was? And did they deny Caitlin Clark something that she had earned?
Well, I'll go first on this one. Look, I remember the uproar in 2000, I believe, when Shaq won his only MVP. And I think it was Fred Hickman was the only guy that did not vote him. I think he voted for Allen Iverson, and that became a really kind of a story heading into the NBA playoffs. But look, we've also had situations in sports where guys like Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle, they were not unanimous selections to the Hall of Fame. But I do think there's an issue here, though, is that whoever that voter is, I'm going to make a guess. And this is just a guess. Come November, I think they're going to be voting for Kamala. That's just the feel that I'm getting about that particular person. But this has now become, again, I get the sense that person believes this is a form of activism, that I'm staying on code. But yeah, I think that particular person, there's no doubt, voted with an agenda and not one that was very honest.
Why is it that person had to be going for an agenda, trying to stay down, with the black people, the black sisters, so to speak, and not go against, the girl code, WNBA code? Why does that have to be the only other option or perspective? Why? Could that person not have felt like I said? I understand why Caitlin got Rookie of the Year, and I said after the Olympic break when Chicago Sky went downhill and Indiana Fever they skyrocketed off and they were, above 500 and beating all these teams. I said, she's Rookie of the Year. But before Olympic break, to me, it was more of a race, right? After that, it was clear, and I can't deny it. I'm Angel Reese fan, but I got to be honest, right? So, but like I said, impact, and again, it makes a difference. I feel like Angel was asked to do more with a lot less help. You know what I mean? There was a lot more shoes on that side, more consistency. At times, I feel like, better coaching, but that's not here nor there. Nevertheless, again, there goes more division. Why does it have to be that the one person who voted for her had to be voting for Kamala in November? It doesn't do anything. Nevertheless, why does that have to be the only option or the only thought that the person had when they voted for Angel? Why? I don't understand that.
Big deal, little deal, no deal.
I think it's a little deal. I'm not sure if they're going to make that person public or if it is public. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to because that person obviously is going to get a lot of pushback and certainly online. I think it's a little deal because ultimately when you tick off the accomplishments of the greats, no one, it'll be, okay, this person won 4 or 5 or 6 MVPs, and no one says, well, these 4 were unanimous and the other 2 were not. I think this is a big deal for Caitlin Clark, not because, it may hurt her feelings, but because this goes exactly to the point where we're talking about victimhood is a extremely seductive siren and an extremely addictive drug. And if Caitlin Clark does not watch it, some of her backers, right? I saw a guy who online, a conservative that I know, I think I met him in person, when she got fouled hard early in the season, was like, we should check to see if there are hate crime laws in that state. And I said, come on, guys. And if she's not careful, there will be people in her ear that say, you should make yourself look like a victim in the same way that these other people do. And I think that would be the worst thing for her. And I don't think America already has too many victims. I don't think she needs to add her name to that list.
Guys, can we be honest?
Sorry, Steve.
Go ahead, Butter.
Let me just jump in
real
quick.
Go ahead.
I don't think there's a big deal with the voting, one person voting. They have a vote. I wish that person would come out and talk about it. And that may be the situation. If they felt compelled, why not come out? Only point I wanted to bring back to what we were talking about earlier, just from my perspective is, when there's hurricanes or there's flooding in America, we see this outpouring of people coming to help people for their cause, and there's victims. And we see a clear, no race involved in it, just people helping people. I think one of the things that happens, or at least from my perspective, is sometimes when I hear like Asia talking about this or these kinds of things, I don't see it. I don't see where it is. It's not, you don't see the rallying behind these calls because I don't think it's as clear. Like when you see something really out there, I'm not sure where to go help or where I actually see that taking place from my perspective.
Here's what you can do, Butter. Bow down and swear up and down Black Lives Matters is your greatest call. Kiss my rear end. Anybody black you see, Delano or whatever, tell us we're the greatest. That's how you can make things better, Butter.
Acknowledge his privilege.
Yeah, acknowledge your privilege. Emasculate yourself is how you can help the rest of us, Butter.
Well, I feel like I'm the
That to me sounds completely ignorant. And the reason that people say, and we say Black Lives Matter, is because we're the only ones that are getting shot down like dogs or having our knees on our necks, being choked to death in broad daylight. So that's why we say Black Lives Matter, because we don't see it happening to Asian people. We don't see it happening to white people. We don't see it happening to Indian people. And I'm not saying that no other races have crime or they don't have tragedy. I'm not saying that by any means, but we don't see it. And again, if you guys have these videos where you see somebody, white or Asian, being choked to death by the police or whatever it is, by all means, please go on ahead and send it to me. Again, I will look at the videos. I love to be objective, and I'm okay with that. I will say, in closing, because I don't want to keep you guys all day, I feel like we now as a society, if we don't agree with somebody, it automatically becomes someone is whining, they're being a victim. We are all different people, right? We're all created different, right? No one is the same. We all have, different perspectives, different ideas, different opinions. Why can't it just be that? Why are we now in a society where every time someone has a difference of opinion, like for those who are a part of the LGBTQIA community, if someone doesn't agree with it, it's like an uproar. Why is that? For those who support it or whatever have you, take the support. Everyone doesn't have to agree with that lifestyle. That is their personal choice. But as long as they're not harming anyone from that community, they're not going out and murdering people or assaulting them or whatever it is, then it should be okay. What happened to being able to agree, disagree? What happened to having a difference of opinion without it being a victim and all these different things? You cannot tell somebody, if Asia Wilson did say, oh man, I had a really hard year. We don't know what the hell Asia was going through this past year. We have no freaking clue. What we see is what people want us to see. That's what social media is. How many times have we seen people who we thought were happy commit suicide? And we're like, man, I thought he or she was happy. They have a great life from the outside looking in. And I'm not saying that Asia is suicidal. I'm just saying because she won an MVP this year, because she won an Olympic gold medal, because we see her dating Bam or whatever have you, does not mean that she's not going through things or Caitlin's not going through things behind closed doors. It does not mean that. So why do we always assume that, oh, well, you're this awesome player, you're this person, you're rich, you're traveling the world, how is life hard for you? Again, from a financial standpoint, it doesn't seem to be hard for you. From a popularity standpoint, again, it doesn't seem hard for you. But mental health is real. We see that a lot of times, more times than not, especially nowadays, a lot of people that we looked up to and we thought were something that they're not, we kind of find out that it's like, oh man, I didn't realize that he was like that. I mean, we were just praising Diddy, 2 years ago, right? He was getting his Lifetime Achievement Awards and having his celebrations on the award shows. We were getting the keys to the city. Everybody was jamming to all his songs. Now it's completely different, right? That Cassie video dropped. He's been indicted. He's awaiting trial. Now we have a whole different perspective. And now we're wondering who else is on those videos that we probably look up to and champion. I said that to say, what you see or people show you is one part of it. It does not mean that they're not going through real things behind closed doors. You cannot tell someone that they're not going through something or what they're dealing with is not real. It may not be real for you because it's not you, it's them. And that should be okay. Something else I want you guys to think about, right? As powerful as the media is, and I'm not discrediting Caitlin's talent, but if you guys really think about it, as powerful as the media is, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever, right? Back to MySpace. I know I'm aging myself. If the media ESPN, all the sports shows really push WNBA the way they're pushing it now, are we also going to sit here and say that it wouldn't be more popular than what it is prior to Caitlin Clark's arrival? Think about it, you guys. The media is so powerful, and we are humans, right? We are conditioned to believe what we keep seeing in the media. If you keep seeing one person being pushed over and over and over again on social media, on Instagram, columns, YouTube videos, you're going to obviously at some point start following it. Who's this person? Who's this guy? Who's this girl? Whatever have you. That's going to add to the person's popularity. If the media has started pushing Sabrina Ionescu, like how they pushed Caitlin Clark a while ago, she'll be more popular. Breanna Stewart. The names, the list can go on. And I use Sabrina first because I feel like her style of play is similar to Caitlin Clark. Shooting down the threes, the assists, the rebounds. That's why I use her. Angel Reese to me is more of a A'ja Wilson. The plays are not as sexy, if you want to call it that, but, they are still dominant players. And I believe that Angel's ceiling is a lot higher, than what we give her credit for. But nevertheless, the media pushes everything. They push what they want you to see. And if you guys continue to keep following what they want you to see, what they're pushing for you to see, you're going to miss everything else. And that is a fact. If the WNBA, or I should say ESPN, was really pushing the WNBA the way they push Caitlin Clark now, and again, she's obviously talented. I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve all the coverage that she's getting. What I am saying is that if they had pushed Sabrina, for example, the same way they're pushing Caitlin Clark, we would have a different opinion of Sabrina Ionescu. She would be in a different place popularity-wise than she is now. These are facts, you guys. What we see is what we're conditioned to believing. What do you guys think about all of this, though? I look forward to reading your comments. I like to be objective. There's no personal, feelings here. We can agree, disagree. I'm perfectly fine with that. If you have not already, like and subscribe.